When I was a young child back in the 80s, my family and I went to a Chinese restaurant for dinner. We ordered 2 large lobsters among other dishes. Every dish that was served was delicious. However, my parents noticed something odd when the lobster was served. They saw a beautiful plate of lobster shell pieces, but there was no actual lobster meat. It was as if the restaurant had taken some empty shells, sauteed it, and then served it to our family. My parents quickly dug through the lobster shells and discovered that there was no lobster meat at all. They immediately summoned the waiter, who took a look at the dish and said that the lobster meat must have fallen out of the shells and was sitting at the bottom of the plate. My parents argued with him and showed him the bottom of the plate, which of course had no lobster meat. The waiter left and then returned with the manager, who took a look at our lobster dish and concluded that we must have eaten all the lobster meat ourselves. My parents insisted that we did not eat any lobster meat and that this dish needed to be replaced with another. The manager said he would not give us another lobster dish as he believed we were trying to cheat the restaurant. My parents thought this was ridiculous, so they said, "It's fine, we don't want another lobster dish," but instead they asked that this dish be taken off the bill. Fast forward to the end of dinner and my parents got the check. Sure enough, the restaurant still charged us for 2 lobsters that we never got to eat. When my mom paid the bill, she was so upset she said she wasn't going to leave a tip. After she paid the bill, we left the restaurant. We walked to the parking lot when suddenly a few workers, the manager, and the chef came running out of the restaurant after us. The chef was still holding his cleaver. The chef seemed like he was the leader of the group. He charged towards my dad, raising his cleaver, cursing, and saying that my dad can't just leave the restaurant without paying a tip. My mom responded back that we didn't leave a tip because you never served us any lobster. The chef raised his voice more, calling us names and screaming that we had to leave a tip. Now, I was a very young child at this time and I was scared. My dad is normally a very loud, ill-tempered person at home. I thought, uh-oh, something bad's going to happen. But he surprised me that day. He reached into his pocket and took out a $20 bill. Now, mind you, this is the 80s, that's a lot of money, and gave it to the chef and said he was sorry. That seemed to de-escalate the situation enough for the chef and the other employees to back off, and enough time for my dad to get my mom, my siblings, and I into the car and leave. I was very confused about what my dad did. My mother was angry at my dad all the way home. I didn't quite understand my dad's actions at that time. Fast forward to today. I have children of my own, and as a parent, I can see and appreciate what my father did. He had a wife and 4 little kids. We were in a parking lot facing an angry group of men with their leader shouting threats with a cleaver. How else should a dad protect his family? He did the best he could under the circumstances, and the end result is we were all safe. I will forever love him for that.